Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mount Vernon. We have taken the podcast on the road this week. We are here to meet historian Lindsay Chervinsky. She is the new executive director of the George Washington Library here at the Mount Vernon estate. Well, Lindsay, thank you for having us here.
Thank you for coming.
Congratulations on your new job. This is really exciting. There's so much going on here at Mount Vernon and at the library. What attracted you to this position as a public historian?
Well, it's really easy to be able to talk about Washington all day. I find that understanding his legacy and the history of his life is always so interesting, but so relevant to our current moment. And so being able to share that with the public, being able to encourage other historians to write and to learn more about it, it was such a great opportunity, especially with, the anniversaries we have coming up.
This looks like a great place to work. The grounds are beautiful. Everything.
It's spectacular. It's spectacular. Would you like to see some inside?
Yes. Why don't we go check out the vault?
This space is designed to be like Washington's library. And so we have tried to purchase back as many of the actual books that Washington owned. And if the actual books are not available, then we buy what's called the matching edition. And so you can see what I love about this space is Washington did not have a whole lot of formal education, but he was determined to improve his knowledge on everything from theater to literature to farming to military knowledge. And so the books and the purchases he made really reflect that.
This is amazing. I'm jealous. I want to work here. I would like to work here. I like to sit in this room by myself all day to
really
read.
Beautiful.
And all. So these books are a couple hundred years old.
Yes, these are all quite old books, and they are in phenomenal condition and are just such a treasure to be able to have here.
What's this one?
Okay, so this is a replica of what we call the Acts of Congress. He had a copy of the Constitution and all of the bills that were passed by Congress, including the Bill of Rights. What I love about it is you can actually see in it, he did actually write in some of the pages, which was not something he typically did. But when we get to, where are our notations here? Anyway, so he wrote in the margins, and he did so to demonstrate to himself what was important for the president to actually remember.
So now we're in the reading room. This is the room where actual work is done by researchers, historians who come to the library. Shelves and shelves of books that you would expect to see. Here we have George Washington's papers. It's a research institution, but you want to make it more than that, right? What is your vision for this place?
Yeah, well, my hope is that, Washington was so good about bringing in a lot of different ideas and perspectives from around the world through his correspondence, but also with his advisors. And they had really difficult questions and they didn't always agree. And he thought that made him better, the presidency better, and the nation better. And I would really love for this library to serve as a forum for us to have those kinds of conversations, to bring in people from government and intelligence and politics and journalists and historians to talk about the big issues that are challenging us today.
So last question, you did part of your dissertation in this room.
I did.
What was that like?
Well, on some days, on good writing days, it was really encouraging because you would see their faces and you could kind of understand what they were thinking about and what they were grappling with and what their fears and their hopes were. On bad writing days, it could be very stressful or very intense because the bus sort of loomed down on you and you can feel like they're disapproving of what you're doing.
But it's inspiration, right?
It is. And when I really needed a break, I could walk across the street and go to the mansion and see the grounds. And that was always a great way to refresh and start again.
So I spent the entire day here with Lindsay Chervinsky at this beautiful and thought-provoking institution. For more in our conversation about what's going on here at Mount Vernon and the George Washington Library, go to historyasithappens.com or washingtontimes.com for our two-part podcast series. New episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, my newsletter every Friday, historyasithappens.com.